Very good to be with you at the 8th edition of GMF's Atlantic Strategy Group, held here in Washington actually for the first time in the series.
Today we were discussing the Atlantic states' response to economic nationalism, and it's very interesting because, for starters, economic nationalism is not economic policy.
And so we're looking forward to having a day and a half of active discussion under the Chatham House rule with 30 to 40 participants, including some senior policymakers.
It was really a pleasure to be part of the discussion of the Atlantic Strategy Group about the role of ideologies and geopolitics in current global dynamics.
We are at a moment of great upheaval in the international system that I think is the product of multiple developments. One is the onset of the digital age, which is changing socioeconomic factors across the world. Two, we're looking at a redistribution of global power from west to east and from north to south. Three, we have the war in Ukraine, which has in some ways brought the world back to a geopolitical fracture.
The conversations we've had over the last 2 days speak to a lot of that, about how conflict in the south affect people in the north and vice versa.
Especially as we see that great power competition, the narratives around autocracy versus democracy is really dominating narratives and policy circles, especially here in Washington, but also beyond, even in Europe, for instance.
If there is one lesson I've taken away from this experience, it's that I guess we are all in this together, and more cooperation as opposed to competition that's counterproductive to the goal of resolving and tackling some of the global issues we all face together. That should be our motivation going forward.
And we're very grateful, as always, to our founding partners in this exercise, the Policy Center for the New South in Morocco.